testing today, hopefully designing basically Chomp and Stomp, the RPG. An RPG about giant monsters that it's actually not about giant monsters. Never mind. Forget I said that. It's an RPG about the people during a giant monster attack. All right, let's see if I can get the chat up. So today I'm going to actually try to play the new version that I kind of had to come up with. The first one just didn't quite do it. I've structured this one more. Here, let me see if I can get chat up. I've structured this more like a movie. There we go. Got it. We're all set. So I'll actually try to play test this. I guess the only thing I wish I had was dice, like a dice cam or something. Because this game does, in the end, come down to one gigantic dice roll in this particular version. We'll see how that goes. I think the idea behind it is that, you know, you kind of prepare all game and then there's like the moment of truth where you succeed or fail. And that's kind of what I'm going for here. Hey, Bowman, welcome. How you doing, man? All right, I'm going to try this like rough version. There's no way this is even really going to work, but at least I can try it at this level. Yeah. I hope it kind of works. I mean, you know, it'll work. Just actually maybe not. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to try that today. I'm going to try that. Maybe you'll even be able to play like later this week, Bowman. Maybe I'll even have a version that's like play testable. Right now, I think I'm going to change so much right now. It's not even really there yet. It's a dice game right now. It's one roll. A moment of truth. Who has the higher? Is it the player, the protagonist, or is it the monster? So let's see. I'll start, though, with the basic character creation. I can actually start playing, so we'll see how it goes. So this is the new flow. Goal of this document, to get you playing Chomp and Stomp as soon as possible. What you need to play the game, minimum you need a notebook, journal, or Word document as a log. I put that in italics so you can like see what I was saying there. Here it is over here, though. Here's the log. Here's my Word document. Playtest number 6. This is where events are noted and actions are taken. Also a bunch of 6-sided dice. 10 dice for the monster and 5 for the protagonist. So I do have those. I guess. Actually, I don't quite have enough dice. I don't know what happened to all my dice. Somewhere like along the way they've all been lost. So what the monster has 9 dice. I can add one here. Here's another monster die right here. It's a tiny one. I'll have 10 dice. It's a tiny dice. And the protagonist has 5. So at the beginning, you're way outmatched. You have to like the movie the whole point of the movie and the game is that you get more of an advantage against the monster till the final scene when hopefully you can outroll the monster and live through the movie. I want to balance it to where the protagonist mostly lives, you know, but you should feel there could be a chance that you would die. There's a chance, totally. First, the setup. There are 2 parts to the setup, character and setting. You need to create or use 4 characters that will fill 4 roles in the story and write them into the log as the first entry. All right, so playtest number 6. So these are going to be the 4 characters. I'm going to just decide or use them. You know, 4 guys. I'm going to go ahead and use, it's going to be Gilligan. It's going to be the protagonist. Sidekick. Be Skipper. Love interest. Who's the love interest here? Is it going to be Marianne or Ginger? Who's Gilligan going to be love interested in? Or is it going to be the professor? I don't know. It's tough to say. I guess we'll go with Ginger on this one. Especially because our cat's name is Ginger. Right? It's the most adorable ever. And then the antagonist is going to be the professor. Somehow he's against the whole thing, okay? So there, I've imported 4 characters to start. That's the first part. So that actually wasn't very hard. Put any characters you like for these roles. Use the pre-made characters. Okay. sets for each able to say how they react. Okay. So I think we feel like how these guys would react in a given situation. Bowman's in prison right now.
I don't know.
Well, you're going to have plenty of time for
playtesting games.
Solo RPGs.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going
like
to
this
the
one.
Store.
You're heading to the store?
Do you want me to get you any tea?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I like lemon ginger.
Right.
You know, you
know
could
different
always
kinds you like. I'll see what's there.
You could always pick up, you know,
Snacks?
a thing.
Anything?
Yeah.
I'll see what I come
Meat
up
sticks.
with. Yeah,
You know how I'm
meat.
you know how I am about that.
All right,
Those
I'll
are
put it
always welcome.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And, you know, just ask around, you know, and see if anybody there also likes to play solo RPGs.
At this store?
No, in prison.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's, you know, that's true, actually. Why not? I would do that a lot if I was in prison, maybe. I don't know what you do in prison. I really don't want to go to prison, hopefully, but, you know, it's one of those things. I don't think anybody really does. Although, isn't life just a prison anyway, one might say? Existence itself. We exist within a flesh prison. Anyway, put in characters you like. Okay. Next, write a log entry for setting for your monster movie. Okay, setting. It's a tropical island. You know, the Gilligan's Island. A tropical island in the Pacific, I think. Was it in the Pacific? I'm pretty sure it was. Oh, delivering food. Oh, all right. Well, I thought you'd gotten on the wrong side of the law. I really did. No, I didn't actually. I was pretty sure there was some other reason, actually. I didn't think suddenly you'd gone to prison. Let's see. So that's it for setup. All right, so that's as simple as it is right there. That's the game right there. Boom. Now for the game itself. Like the old monster movies, the building block of this game is the scene. Each scene is made of 4 parts: the goal, opposition, setback, and reaction. The player's turn will consist of these 4 parts plus an important extra part at the beginning for setting the scene. Yeah, okay. Once the scene is complete, a new scene is begun until the climactic scene in which the dice are rolled and our protagonist lives or dies tragically. Lives heroically, I should say, or dies tragically. Otherwise, you feel like... I see. There are 10 scenes, with the 10th one being the climax. After that is an epilogue, detailing how the living characters feel about things and what they're doing now. Yeah. Well, you got to get the food in there somehow, Bowman. Yeah, see you soon, man. Now that you know the basic structure. See, here's the problem with spell check right there. Now that you know the basic structure, let's get going. I'm trying to move along in the rules, but now I'm noticing that there may be a problem with this whole, like, let's just play thing. We'll see. All right. You need an opening scene to kick off the action and get the cycle of scenes rolling. This will be scene 1. Okay. I'm going to say, because otherwise you might think it... I'm starting to think about each of the scenes having like a different meaning anyway. Like maybe more of a skeleton. But for now, it's totally open-ended, right? The first scene will be your protagonist and one other character. Choose one based on your interests or just roll randomly. Write that character's name in the log. So this is the opening scene. Let's do it. Scene 1. Ooh, yeah. Opening of Chomp N Stomp. 2 characters. Well, it's going to be the protagonist, so it's Gilligan. And Ginger. Alright, and what's the setting? What are the characters doing? Okay. When I see them, when I think about it, it's nighttime. You know, I might have to even look at... what I might do later is look at some script stuff, or like script writing conventions, and even maybe structure the log like that a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and write that as a note. Just in a heading. Look up script stuff. Yeah. As ways of structuring the turn. Yeah, I think that needs to happen, kind of. Totally. All right, so it's Ginger, Gilligan and Ginger. It's nighttime. All right, let's see the opening. Just go with the first thing that comes to mind. What are they doing? And they are sitting under an umbrella. What are they? It's like a palm frond umbrella, right? Because that's what they do. They always make stuff like out of the things. Out of all the natural elements. Kind of like the Flintstone. Yeah. Does anybody even know Gilligan's Island? I don't even know. I don't even know if I should be using this. What if, like, you know, the Gilligan's Island people come after me? All right, they're sitting on a palm for the under the stars with coconut drinks. Okay, so that's the setting. So scene 1 opening. What are the characters doing? Okay, and then goal. Each scene needs a goal. What are the characters trying to do in the scene? The thing they want should relate to the looming threat of the monster and should be attempting to get an advantage against the monster in the climatic scene. Decide on an outcome with the goal scenes. All right, so that's interesting because the first scene here isn't necessarily like that. The first scene is supposed to be like the inciting incident kind of thing. So that will be the goals in the future. Yeah. Yeah. Now, so write a sentence about the status quo. What are they doing? What is, I guess not what are they doing, but I'll write a sentence about the status. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. I'll maybe elaborate on what that means. And then, write a sentence about the status quo. What's up, Koa? Koa tried to tell me something. I know you have food over there. Wow. What's he trying to say, I wonder? Doesn't even usually want to be on camera. All right, let's see. Write a sentence about the status quo, and then write a sentence about the inciting incident. Incident. All right. Because this is going to be the first scene. So are all the scenes going to be like this? No. No, they're not. The rest of the scenes follow a different path. So maybe the opening scene actually even has a different structure. Because then, let me see. The goal. I wonder if the goal of this scene could be different too. My sense about the status quo. Maybe there's no goal yet. Maybe the opening scene just has extra steps too. You know, I hadn't thought about this. I'm glad I tried to play it. That's always the important part. When you sit down and try to play, you're like, oh, this is totally missing. That's fine. That's cool. Inciting incident. And then begin. The gameplay loop is normal. As normal. Begin the gameplay loop. Alright, night time. They're sitting on the palm fronds umbrella under the stars with coconut drinks. Let's see. They are a little tipsy and giggling. The stars shine bright. And love is in the air. Gilligan and Ginger. Wow, is that really even like... Yeah. I don't think... Actually, maybe this is already just completely unrealistic. Maybe she'd be horrified. But this is what I pictured in my mind. But yeah, I have to like go with it. That's just the way it goes. Alright, so that's the status quo. Then, a sentence about an inciting incident. So, I guess I haven't really made this clear... And I'm going to have to add this in the rule too. Like, what is the nature of the monster? Do we know the nature of the monster? Is the monster supposed to be, like, gradually revealed? It does kind of feel like that, but I think I need like some mechanics for that now that I think about it. Maybe each time the monster's slowly revealed, or maybe you even know about the monster at the beginning. Maybe you're supposed to create the monster before you start. You know, I hadn't thought about that, but maybe that's the case. Maybe you know what the monster is before you start the game. Oh, hey, Bowman, welcome back. Congrats for breaking out of prison. I hope you were able to, like, convert people on the inside into the ways of solo RPG playing. The electric fence is real. I'll remember that for my prison break RPG. Although actually it's not a bad idea. A prison break RPG would probably be kind of fun. There's been a lot of prison break movies. I can see where that could be a thing. All right. Anyway, so love is in the air. So I'm starting to, as I'm playing this game, I'm starting to realize that maybe the monster should already be known. So maybe there's a monster creation phase. It's odd though, because it seems like sometimes I'm going to turn this off bold. These are notes. So I'm going to make these a different color actually. The notes at the beginning will be gray, huh? There we go. That makes sense. Alright. Love is in the air. Describe an inciting incident. Yeah, it's odd because I think that some monster movies have creation, like you don't know what the monster is. Like they're like, oh no, what is this? I'm getting readings and all this other stuff. But sometimes in the monster movies, the monster literally just attacks right away. Like he breaks out of the mountain or rises up and destroys a city, and then people are like, well, what do we do about this giant monster? So gee, I'd gone originally that you would like sort of create a giant monster as the game went on, but now I'm starting to think like, no, you should know what the monster is, but maybe you don't know the nature of the monster. Bone was like, should the monster have its own role each turn? Yeah, maybe like an event or something that happens, like so that you don't necessarily have to decide. Maybe the monster does have like a thing it does every turn, like, and it could be even random, like destroy a city or slumber. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. Actually, yeah, event within the phases. Yeah, maybe there does need to be just a monster event thing, or it's the obstacle within the obstacle phase. There we go. Anyway, so wow, there's a lot already right there. So anyway, Gilligan and Ginger, nighttime, they're sitting under the palm frond umbrella under the stars with coconut drinks. They're a little tipsy and giggling. The stars shine bright and love is in the air. Okay. Describe the inciting incident. So I'm starting to think that the monster should be created ahead of time. I am going to just have a monster. In fact, maybe this is where you create the monster. Then a monster will be created. And somehow interact with the characters. Characters. Does it attack? Do they see it off in the distance? All right, that seems good. That seems like, yeah. Just the first thing that comes to mind is Yeah, okay. So you can bring in a monster or create one. Yeah, okay. And maybe we'll just have that Chomp and Stomp, a giant monster out there. So this time we could use just a monster we have. What I'll do is we'll have it be Hornsby. We'll have Hornsby be the monster. He's like Hornsby. We'll say a giant unicorn is seen offshore, splashing in the water joyously. It causes huge waves to spring up. There we go. So you see this, that'll be the first thing. Now we can begin the gameplay loop. All right, so scene 1. The goal. I know we have to set the scene. Set the scene. So the scene is huge waves are approaching the beach. Where Gilligan and Ginger are hanging out, are relaxing. All right, so that's the scene. Scene 1, and now the goal. You know, what does Gilligan want? I think they want to get off the beach. The first thing that comes to mind is that they really want to get off the beach. So I think that's what they decide to do. And so that's just basically where you decide. Yeah, Hornsby's going to be the monster on this one. Right now he's splashing off the side. He's I mean, I don't know if he's going to be nice or not. We don't know what this incarnation of Hornsby brings, you know. But he is threatening the island, you know. We don't know why. It might not even be for malicious reasons. You never know. We don't know. I guess we don't know why the monster's there yet. There is some mystery, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So the goal is to get off the beach. All right, setting the scene. Yeah. All right, so the hero can't die at first, but okay. Get off the beach. All right, so what happens if we get off the beach? What I have to decide is what would be the benefit, and it has to be one of these things. A monster dice removed, a hero dice is added. I think when you do something good, I'm going to leave these other ones for later, maybe even. Because they get more complex, basically. So we'll do that. We'll say if he does this, get off the beach, he'll gain some like heroicness. Get off the beach. All right, so success. So we label what success would be. Gain a hero dice, right? For him. Failure would be what would happen. They'd be in danger. The waves would hit them. So let's see what the opposition, what we would like decide would be this right here. A hero die is removed. A character faces peril. I think that's what would happen. I think failure, Ginger would face. Let's say it's mild peril, peril 1. The more peril it is, the more dice you roll. So if we fail, Ginger faces peril. If we succeed, we gain hero dice. So then the next phase of that is, so we've done this, we've done the goal, we've done the success, the failure, and now we do the setback or reward. We find out if we're successful. So I have my dice over here. Right now, the only way I have whether you're success is I'm just going to do it randomly right now. I'm going to probably come up with another system mechanically at some point, but that's not really the point here. In fact, you want him to succeed less than he fails. We'll have him succeed on a 1 to 2, and 3 to 6 is failure. Yeah, that might be kind of crazy. We'll see if that's too much. All right, so I have the die here, the success die. So let's see if he gets off the beach. And I'm almost thinking that maybe he could even up the stakes somehow. I'm going to say I think we should be allowed to do that somehow. Like maybe we could put Ginger in more peril to get like more hero dice or something. Up the stakes on each roll somehow. Yeah, I'm going to say like add to the peril. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. All right, so for now, though, we're not going to do that. We're going to just... She's going to be mildly in peril if she doesn't make it. Oh, yeah. Up the stakes somehow. Add to the peril. And influence the success roll. I think we're going to have to be able to influence the success roll to have it be like fun. Like a fun actual game. All right, so this is what we do. So we have the success and failure here. We know what the stakes are. If we succeed this roll, we get a hero die. If we fail, Ginger's going to face peril. We're going to like get hit by the waves. Yeah. Let me try it. 6. Huh. Bowman said I would totally brain. Yeah, you know, we can definitely always talk about this when we're playing, you know, Fortnite or something too. I think that'd be great. No, I'm always talking about the game. Don't worry about that. You can brainstorm all you want. It's not. In fact, I'm looking for ideas. I like some of the ideas. In fact, you've given me some good ones here, actually. Yeah, I think that the monster event idea was a really good idea. I'm gonna probably put that into the game. Yeah, no, feel free to share. Anyway, so I rolled a 6, which is actually a failure. That means Ginger faces peril. That means the waves caught up with us. So Hornsby was frolicking in the waves. They became huge. The waves hit Ginger. We're trying to like, you know, get off the so she's in peril. She like tripped. She probably tripped on the beach as we were running. We look back and there she is on the beach, you know. So let's see what happens to her. If I roll a 6, Ginger dies. Boy, in the opening scene, that'd be pretty tragic, I gotta say. Let's see what happens. Oh my god! Oh no, Ginger is swept out to sea and dies. I didn't actually think that was going to happen. Wow. So I could see Gilligan being like maybe upset with Hornsby at this point. Like he was frolicking in the waves. All right. So now we have the outcome. Gee, that's rough, man. So, but he doesn't get a thing. Ginger's dead. All right. Setback or reward. React. Formulate the next goal based on what happened. All right. I think Gilligan is heartbroken. His love interest just swept out to sea. Gilligan is heartbroken. And let's see. So this is the inciting kind of the opening goal. So he's like vows to destroy Hornsby. All right. Wow. That was a pretty dramatic opening scene. I thought it was like Gilligan's Island. Maybe it was going to be a little more, you know. Wow. Okay. Scene 1. Scene 2. So I think that this scene is going to be Gilligan and the professor. Okay. This is just what came to mind as like the natural progression from that. So Gilligan's watched Ginger being swept out to sea. He curses Hornsby frolicking in the waves. So he goes to the professor. The professor's, what do they call it? Like hut. To ask him how to destroy Hornsby. This is kind of getting grim. Like, yeah, he wants to destroy Hornsby. This is rough. We don't know what's going to happen with Gilligan. Maybe he's going to develop over time and maybe he's going to learn, you know. All right, so success. In his thing, he'll learn something about the unicorn, about Hornsby. All right, but failure. The professor's his antagonist, right? So failure, the professor, like undermines his confidence. Actually, you could tell him that Hornsby, that it's too bad about Ginger. Right? But Hornsby is a majestic life form that needs to be protected. You know what? I think that's just going to be his kind of base thing, right? despite the professor not agreeing with killing Hornsby. Like he accidentally let something slip. All right. Tell him, but Hornsby, all right. And then what would happen here in the actual like mechanical way would be this. Nobody faced peril here. But I guess tell him that Hornsby needs to be protected, so he loses a hero die. Right? He like loses confidence. Oh, this is pretty serious. I kind of hope I succeed here. Oh, and learning about Hornsby, that'll reduce a monster die, take away a monster die. So if I succeed. Hey, what's up, Loren?
Hi.
Loren's back here. What's going on? Were you successful?
Yeah, totally successful. It was way warmer out there than me.
It was way warmer. The professor only uses coconuts in his science. Ooh, thank you. Oh, that sounds good.
I got peach tea.
I'm going to eat some of these right now. Although I probably shouldn't. I could probably wait till
You want tea?
Yeah, actually, I would love some tea. Thanks, Lorraine. Yeah, the professor uses coconuts to make literally every invention. So maybe he'll make something. Mmm. Wow, those are good.
Coconuts.
Well, in the very first scene, Ginger and Gilligan were hanging out on the beach, and Ginger was actually swept away and died.
Oh, God.
She was a love interest, too.
That's awful.
So Gilligan's heartbroken and wants to murder Hornsby.
Oh, my God.
I know, it's turned really dramatic. I don't know how. Alright, scene 2. Alright, so I'm going to roll for success and failure here. Oh, he fails again. So he loses a hero dice. Oh. The professor vows to stop Gilligan on his mad quest. Okay. Alright. Gilligan, alright, so Gilligan realizes he must go to the skipper for allegiance. For help. Okay? So that'll be the next scene. Scene 3. Out at the lake. Or a lagoon. They had a lagoon. Fishing. Gilligan approaches Skipper. Looking for help against the monster. You know what? The only problem with what's happening right now, I actually even see, I like the way the scene thing flows together. I like that you determine success and failure and stuff. There's actual mechanical workings. Alright, I'm liking how this is working actually. Alright. But I'm not feeling the monster enough necessarily. But I guess in the opening scene, maybe that's okay. Alright. Alright, looking for help against the monster. Okay. Success. Skipper is all in. And Gilligan has found a powerful ally. So that's going to be... Alright, we're going to switch one of the hero dice to a die 12. How about? We'll double it. We'll give us like a bigger die when he rolls. He'll have a chance to have a bigger total. What's failure? Oh, I know. Failure is like maybe Hornsby unleashes some sort of like rainbow thing and like blinds the skipper on a failure. That's although, yeah, this is getting grim. I guess you know what needs to happen more in this game also is maybe some of the more like, lighthearted role play or whatever.
You know, I know it's supposed to go wrong, but like maybe not as wrong as possible right away. Remember that writing thing was saying like something going wrong could be like social. You know, somebody looks at him funny for it.
I mean, okay. Dude, the coconuts. You're right, you're right, Bowman. The professor can make a, maybe a device against us, too. That'll be one of the failures. I think he'll make some sort of coconut golem or something. Well, like, I don't know.
Like,
The way things are going, the coconut golem will probably murder the skipper. I'm sorry. It's just the way it's going to be. Poor Ginger. All right, anyway, let's see if we succeed or fail at this. I think maybe I made it a little too hard. A 4, we fail again. All right, I'll get rid of one of the hero dice. So Skipper is blinded.
You blinded the skipper.
Oh no!
And murdered Ginger.
Ginger's dead. All right, that's all right. We're just gonna forge forward. This is a failure.
I mean, it's intense, though. Does it have to be that way?
I don't know. Probably not. I don't know why I've done
How
this.
are these?
Hey, those are really good, by the way. On a very special episode of Gilligan's Island, Skipper's permanently blinded.
Everybody dies.
Ginger's body washes up on the beach.
Oh my god.
Hey, guys, this is my solo. You guys can do whatever you want. If you guys want a happier tone, you can always play. I think maybe I do need to practice, maybe have more fun. Anyway, so it did fail. All right, a unicorn beam flies across the sky. Skipper is looking up at the time. And his eyes melt. Yeah, I'm thinking JoJo a little bit on that.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean? Okay, so now, with that, now Gilligan reacts to these newest things. I think he reacts by he screams. Gilligan screams for the professor. So they need to get him medical attention. And drags Skipper to the medical hut. Alright, so scene 4. What's the goal of scene 4 now? To stabilize the skipper. To get the skipper back in fighting shape. And ask the professor what that beam was. And find out what the beam was. How about that? It was like a rainbow beam. All right, let's see. Scene. Okay, so there's that. Now. So success. The skipper recovers somewhat. And can leave the tent. Failure. The professor sabotages the treatment. And so the skipper faces peril. How about that? That's on the failure. All right, so this could get serious. So, okay, so we roll for success and failure on this one too. Man, this has been rough. So far, yeah, the protagonist has had a lot of problems so far. Oh no, not another failure. The professor realizes, all right? So he realizes we are trying to enlist, how about this? The skipper in the fight against Hornsby. The giant unicorn. I was saying. He pours the wrong thing in Skipper's eyes. All right, let's see. So Skipper faces peril here. So if I roll a 6, the Skipper dies. Oh, he doesn't die. Okay. So he's safe. All right. He'll need to remain in the tent for a few days. Okay. All right, so now the reaction to this stuff. So I think at this point, Gilligan realizes the professor is against him. All right, that's right. So his next thing, he goes to the woods. He goes, I don't know, maybe. Does the professor have a reason? Oh, yeah, the professor's reason was that he felt that it would be too big of a loss to science if Hornsby was destroyed. And now he's trying to stop Gilligan from destroying Hornsby. But Gilligan's unreasonable. Like, he's so angry, that Ginger was swept out to sea because of Hornsby, that, he's blinded by heartbreak. So he can't see the majesty of Hornsby. Woods. So they aren't really woods. He goes to a secluded cove. How about? There's no real woods. To come up with a plan. So he's going to go kind of into a retreat to come up with a plan. All right. All right, so in the retreat. So we're at the secluded. It's Gilligan alone in the secluded retreat. Okay. All right. Yeah, the president. I mean, it might not be the best reason, Bowman. This is still a rough playtest. I think it's working pretty well though. I like the way the flow goes. Okay, so this is scene. Oh, whoops. That was scene 3. That was scene 4. Oh, all right, we're moving right along. This is scene 5. Gilligan alone in the secluded retreat. Okay, so his goal here is to up with an approach to fighting Hornsby. And maybe even ponder if it's worth it. Should he really be trying to get revenge? So this is a reflective scene. I guess in the movie, Gilligan would be like hanging out, like wondering, maybe he'd be thinking things through. There'd be flashbacks of him and Ginger frolicking. Maybe some Hornsby rising up from the water, stuff like that, So success finds a new approach. In fact, success would mean he forgives Hornsby in his heart. And focuses on driving the monster away. Instead of its death. Failure. What happens? He becomes even more embittered. All right, so that would be losing a hero die, I think. And leaves in a rage. Okay. Yeah, maybe he'll even like call Hornsby from the depths or something. You know, we don't know. So that's scene 5. So what would he get if he forgives Hornsby? So if he forgives Hornsby, I think it like takes away some of the power. I'll even say maybe 2 dice, you know. Away 2 monster dice. I'm going to have to come up with something because we're really getting some problems here. All right, so here we go. I'm going to roll the dice, success and failure. Man, I haven't succeeded one single time so far. All right, so Gilligan does not come away from self-reflection a better person. Arises from his meditation, full of rage. He'll get answers from the professor one way or the other. And make no mistake, Hornsby will die. I don't know. You can't actually really kill the monster in Chomp and Stomp. So I think Gilligan's in real trouble here, you guys. All right, scene 6. So I lost another hero die. I mean, this is I'm going to say this is a little more Dark Souls than I was expecting. I kind of want the hero to like maybe succeed more than they fail in general. So obviously a lot of balancing needs to still happen. All right, let's go. Let's keep going though. Scene 6. You know, this playtest is actually happening. All right, so scene 6 is Professor's hut. Gilligan and Professor. So he's confronting him. So the success means, what would it be? Success would be like convincing, like intimidating the professor into revealing information. And I'd say that would, let's just say, once again, take away 2 monster dice. I'm going to have a little bit better way of picking what the success and failure is. I think a lot of them should go along with each other, kind of. And then failure overpowers Gilligan. And straps him to a board. I don't know where this came from. All of this stuff is literally just the first thing that comes to mind. I'm kind of going with that impro thing where you don't try to be creative. You just like, just the first thing. First thought, best thought. I don't know if that's actually true, but it's happening here. This is the concept we're going with here. All right, so success or failure, man. You know, maybe making it harder to succeed was like a bad idea. Oh, no. I failed every single one, though. All right. What? Oh, I didn't say what that would be. So he straps him to a board. I would say he loses another hero dice. So maybe if you go, if you're all out of hero dice, you know, that's it. There's no way I can actually win against Hornsby right now. The odd part is that, like, actually, it is mostly what's in with the humans right now. So another failure. All right. Gilligan is, in fact, strapped to a board. And I think, for some reason, I think the professor's going to torture him. I don't know why, exactly. There's no one left on the island. This has gotten weird. I didn't expect these characters to do this necessarily. I think they're, you know... Does success and failure rely on the group or an individual player? Oh, so Bowman over here, I have a very simple rule for it. I'm probably going to change this and balance it out, but it's 1 to 2 on a die is success, 3 to 6 is failure. So you fail more than you succeed, but I have to say, failing every single time is going to make you just lose the game. So I can't really have that. I think I have to actually balance it to like maybe half and half or so. Or maybe make the successes way more way better. Like each success gives you way more than each failure gives you. I think that's maybe what I'll do. I'm gonna write a little note about that. I do like these success and failure with rewards. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, let's go over here. Scene 7. So the professor, I guess what would he have, like coconut shivs or whatever? Or maybe some sort of water torture. Yeah. All right, let's say water torturing Gilligan. So now the success in this scene, Gilligan resists, doesn't break. We're going to say he doesn't break. And gains massive character. We'll say he gets 3 hero dice. We got to start making the successes a little bit better, because otherwise failure. Gilligan is a broken man. And then maybe the professor discards him on the beach. Or sets him on the beach as an offering to Hornsby. I'll say that. What would that happen? Maybe Hornsby gets 1 monster dice. All right, so for some reason the professor's torturing Gilligan. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Loren. I don't know. Things have gone really in a direction. Oh, he fails again. Oh, Gilligan's a broken man.
Oh
well,
my
I should have done it.
Okay, so are the what?
Things are getting worse and worse
You
for
haven't
Gilligan.
succeeded at all.
Never once. It's against the odds that I haven't succeeded, but I still have to be.
Dice.
No, I mean it's fine. I will try a different die. No, I won't. I'm just going to keep going with this one. We have to know that this does happen, though. So it's kind of. I mean, it's kind of funny. I guess.
Okay.
Things are supposed to get worse and worse, I suppose, for the protagonist.
No.
But so we add a monster die again. Wow, that's pretty. This isn't going to go.
Oh my god.
I think
It's 1 to all of those?
Yeah. It's 1 to 11 right now.
Do you think
there's balance
problems
problems?
and balance issues?
Yeah, there's a balance problem. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. All right, so Gilligan. All right, so he. All right. So anyway, yeah, the professor drags him to the beach. This is getting pretty like a climactic.
Gilligan is a broken man.
Dragged to the beach and left there, broken in body and soul. All right, okay, that seems good. I mean, this is turning into a nightmare. It really is. So what's Gilligan have to do now? All right, scene 8. All right, what's the goal of this scene? What's the setting? I think Hornsby rises from the sea and approaches Gilligan. So the goal is when Gilligan wants to rise up. All right, so the goal is Gilligan must summon reserves of heroism. You know what I'm starting to think? The rewards are based on what scene it is, so that you get increasing rewards. I think that could be cool. All right, let's check it out. All right, so anyway, Gilligan must summon reserves of heroism. This is scene 8. We're almost to the climactic scenes here. So if he succeeds, we'll just give him 5 hero dice because he's really had them all destroyed. All right, and failure. I'm just going to say Gilligan is trampled by Hornsby. Accidentally. And ground into the sand. All his bones broken. But I mean, I guess we have to still do another scene after that. That is probably the worst thing that could happen. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's see if he makes it. Come on. Reserves of heroism, a 1 or a 2, buddy. Come on. Let's do. He did it. Yes, finally. Wow. 5 dice. Man, that came out of nowhere. I'm really glad that happened. All right. Whew. All right, so Gilligan breaks free and shakes his fist at Hornsby, charging into the sea at him. Well, the problem is here, I feel like this is the climactic scene, so I'm just going to make it the climactic scene. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this in the thing. Maybe I don't need a climactic scene. Maybe I will just stick to the 10 thing. All right. What would be the intermediary? Okay. Charging into the sea at him. Okay. Gilligan. The goal is Gilligan tries to kill Hornsby. Which I'm not sure it's a giant monster. He's gone insane. Gilligan has gone insane. With his bare hands. All right, I'd say the success in this thing. I'm gonna actually say this has to kind of be the climactic scene. I guess I hate to say it because success means Hornsby touches Gilligan's heart and turns him away from the path of violence. And failure, Gilligan sinks into the waves, raging the whole time. All right, so now, here we go. So 3 acts with 3 scenes. Well, this is 9. It's funny, because here's 9. Maybe you're right, actually. Maybe it's like 9 scenes, because it did naturally happen. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on that and see how that goes. All right, so here we go. I'm going to roll the dice. This is the final confrontation. The hero ended up with 6 dice because of that heroic effort. So if he succeeds here, let's see. I'm going to roll the dice, add up his total. So 12, 17, 19, 20, 21 total. So the monster, Hornsby, if he rolls 21 or more, it gets the bad. It gets the bad. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm just looking at it right now with the 10 dice. It's definitely more than 21. I'm afraid Gilligan sinks into the waves.
Sean.
Huh?
Are you doing another one?
What?
Another run through?
Yeah, I don't think so. Why? I'll probably just talk about the game a little bit.
Okay.
Why? What's up?
Because I was wondering if I was going to start painting or not.
I mean, you could. I'm just going to talk about it maybe for a little bit, and then, yeah, no, not today. I'm meeting with Ryan today, too. We're meeting for Elephant Labs today, too, so we're working on our other game, the board game, so that's kind of fun, too.
Yeah, I won't do it till then.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I'll be working with Ryan for a couple hours, too.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to talk about this one. Kind of like failure in the beginning while building up to later acts. Yeah, the narrative structure is failure at the beginning. Maybe it should get easier to succeed toward the end or something. But anyway, there we go. Gilligan sinks into the waves. Wow, that's... All right, now epilogue. The professor and Hornsby commune on the island until the day the professor, finally dies. Maybe we don't have to have him die. The professor and Hornsby commune on the island in a psychedelic utopia.
In a psychedelic utopia. That sounds better than everybody.
Well, Gilligan, maybe, you thought Gilligan was the hero, but maybe Gilligan wasn't the hero.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'm just going to go back over the movie. I mean, I think it kind of, at least the playtest worked. It, ended up being a game. Mm-hmm. A thing happened. I mean, it's obviously very unbalanced. Mm-hmm. But I like where this is going more than the last one. I think this is a lot more fun. Even the last die roll was kind of fun, Each one brings stakes. All right, so the protagonist was Gilligan. His sidekick was Skipper. Love interest was Ginger. Oh, I forgot about Skipper, though. So I am going to have ways of, like, tying up everyone, maybe. I did forget all about him. And the antagonist was the professor. The setting, of course, tropical island on the Pacific. Anyway, that's right. The movie started with Gilligan and Ginger sitting under a palm frond umbrella into the stars with coconut drinks. They are a little tipsy and giggling. The stars shine bright and love is in the air. And then a giant unicorn is seen offshore splashing joyously in the water. It causes huge waves to spring up. So in this one, Ginger was swept out to sea by the waves and died. Scene 2. Gilligan runs to the professor's hut and asks him to destroy Hornsby, which he didn't do. The professor said, no, I won't destroy such a majestic creature. And Gilligan realized he had to go to the skipper for help. All right. Out at the lagoon, the skipper was fishing. Gilligan came up. He's like, you got to help me with this. But then Hornsby somehow, I'm not sure why he did this, offshore did a beam of light which blinded the skipper. It literally melted his eyes out of his head. And this is where I just left Skipper in the hut. And I didn't put in the... I'll put him in the epilogue when we get there, though. I can't actually tie that up. The professor actually poured, like, acid in his eyes or something. I'm not really sure. He sabotaged it because he realized that they wanted to kill Hornsby. So it didn't work. So Gilligan went to a retreat to try to figure things out, come to, like, terms and peace with Hornsby, but he didn't. He just became full of rage at, like, probably thoughts of his dead love or whatever. Whatever. You know, like that kind of nonsense. Alright, so anyway.
Dead love or whatever.
So then he went to the professor's hut to try to intimidate him and say, you're going to help me kill Hornsby, whether you like it or not. But the professor overpowered Gilligan.
And then sounds kind of like a dick.
And he tied him to a board, and then, well, the professor started torturing Gilligan.
Well.
And then he actually broke him and then discarded him out on the beach for Hornsby to destroy. Gilligan breaks free heroically, though, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry here, buddy. It's pot. It's not Corona. I don't think. Yeah, anyway. And you know, he breaks free. He charges into the sea. You know, and Hornsby, like, maybe lowers his horn for one last attempt at forgiveness, but Gilligan's too overcome by rage and just sinks beneath the water. Maybe his fist is the last thing that goes into the water, you know. You know, saying his anger. And then the professor and Hornsby continue to live on the island in psychedelic utopia. The skipper is given a lobotomy. And becomes the professor's slave. Okay, I think at least I tied that up. I mean, I think that works well. So this Gilligan's Island was a little different, I'm not going to lie. I liked it, though. I had fun. I would say this is the first iteration of the game where I've actually had a good time. It was fun. It was fun coming up with what could happen, like, positively. And then you can't, like, what's the bad, worst thing that could happen, though? Well, it was kind of fun. It was, because it made it, there was some tension when you rolled the dice. You're like, come on, succeed. You know, but of course in this one, that did not happen. The hero, Gilligan, didn't succeed at anything. He literally ended up broken and, you know, a shell of a person on the beach, and then, yeah, consumed by rage. So, yeah, it really went badly for Gilligan. I gotta say that was a different kind of plot arc than in the actual TV show. You know, I can't but, you know, help but feel a little responsible for that even. Since it was my game, I guess. So, yeah, okay. I'm going to go and think about this for a second, and then I think that the turn structure was actually okay. I think that was actually simple. I don't know if... I wonder how well people will be able to do that. Is it something that I don't notice because I'm always making stuff up? Or are people going to be able to see that? Because the idea is that you see sort of, you know. Then the Harlem Globetrotters show up. Yeah, they did show up on Gilligan's Island. Yeah, that would actually be... You could have that happen if you did your own solo adventure. Who knows? Maybe they'd come up and, like... Hornsby gave them magical powers or something. You don't know.
The Harlem Globetrotters seem to find their way into just about...
Yeah, they did. They were in every show. They were in, like, Scooby-Doo.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember. Maybe I feel like they were in everything.
They were, like, Full House at one point.
They even went...
Definitely on Scooby-Doo. They absolutely made it to Futurama and The Simpsons.
Futurama and The Simpsons. Okay. Well, everybody was on Futurama and The Simpsons.
I think they did some Looney Tunes even.
Yeah, you're right. They were everywhere.
They were everywhere. And then they were on TV shows. Like, they were just all...
I wonder if they're still around.
They are.
Yeah. Well, that's... All right.
Well, except for COVID, maybe.
Except for COVID, yeah. Except for COVID. Up the stakes to each somehow. Yeah, I think that the player should be able to up the stakes. Potentially. Yeah, I want that to be a decision where you come up with a success and failure, but then you're also like, I'm going to double this or whatever. Okay. Balance success and failure with rewards. I started doing that at the end. I guess I'll have some maybe rules for that or like how that's even going to happen. And the rewards are based on the scene, so increasing rewards. That may be how we balance it also. Yeah. That was fun, wasn't it? I had a good time with that one. I think it's almost playable, Bowman. We could actually play it here in a little bit. It's going to be totally different with another player, too. So, you know, be prepared for it to totally fall apart. But yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll try again, and by like the end of the week, like Thursday or Friday, maybe we could actually do one on stream or something. We can do it over Discord. I want to start getting into that too, because I'm going to want to playtest this kind of a bunch, you know. But I think it was easy to just come up with characters from fiction. Like I enjoyed just like not having to necessarily make up a character. Like I know who the Gilligan and the Skipper are and shit, right? Everybody knows that. I don't have to like do any effort to put them into the game. The same with their island. Like I saw their island sets a million times. I can just see those. You know, no reason not to put your own original stuff in. I think I will have, you know, creation stuff, rules at the end for if you want to do that. Yeah, interesting. Oh, well, that was a lot of fun. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Bowman. Maybe I'll see you on the PlayStation. We've been on a lot just AFK, though. We've been on Fortnite. If you just leave it on in creative, you actually get experience. So we've been doing that. It might seem like we're on, but we're not actually on. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and goodbye until next time. We'll do it again tomorrow. I'm going to do one more playthrough tomorrow, and then hopefully by Thursday or Friday, I don't know, if you're here and you want to play, just let me know. And I hope it works out. I'll probably find some game-breaking stuff, but whatever, you know. It's just the way it goes. Anyway, thanks. Good vibes, man. Let's see if I can actually turn it off here. Derp, derp. Are you sure you want to end the stream?